Hi there, I hope everybody's keeping well, and welcome to any new viewers that are checking out my channel. So I'm out in the Brecon Beacons today, or Banai Brychiniog as people want to refer to them now. I'm going to be doing a Bivi Camp, something a little bit different. Bit of an experiment for me. I don't know how that's going to work out. So, it's forecast to be dry. There's low cloud and flag about at the minute. If I just show you over there. So, over in that direction is Penavon. Somewhere amongst the clag. There's a westerly breeze blowing, so it is a little bit cold. But yeah, it's nice to be out in the fresh air. So if I'm lucky and the clag doesn't settle too much around here, I'll have a better idea where my pitch is going to be. Otherwise, it's going to be a little more difficult. Oh, this park is heavy. Oh. Right, I'll check back in with you in a little while. But thank you for coming along on this little adventure, and I'll speak soon. Cheers. Well, I just stopped for a breather a minute. I'm going to take another bearing and do a waypoint for the GPS, because I've checked the ground out on Google Earth as well as OS Maps. So I've got a rough idea where I want to be, but there are depressions where it's quite boggy. I've taken a long way around to where I want to get to, so I am going out of my way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a 360. Apologies for the wind. We're going to faff about getting my mic out. I know I don't have a, because this is a GoPro Hero 7, it doesn't have a Bluetooth option, to the best of my knowledge. So obviously I can't have a Bluetooth mic, which is maybe something I'll get in the future, rather than wiring it all up and putting on adapters and things like that. So, right, so I'm just going to give you an idea now. Ooh, bear with me. Right, so down there you've got some reservoirs, and you've got the A470 that runs all the way up to Story Arms, which is over in that direction. So you can see how barren this is. It's quite cyclic moorland. There's no shelter. I'll catch you later. Well, I found a watercourse. I think it's the start of the Avon of Wine, and obviously by the side of the watercourse there is some flat ground. I can't exactly say it's the exact spot I was looking for. I just wanted to be near a water source. Now down here, it's called the Nandi Korea, I believe. I couldn't find an English translation for that. As for Avon of Wine, I think it's the Wine River. So it would look lovely on a nice sunny day. So I'm just going to go and find a pitch now somewhere around here. So I'll check in with you soon. Right, as you can guess, I'm in the pitch that I've found, which I discussed earlier. It's about as flattest as I'm gonna get. I put the tarp up. This is a Robin's tarp, 5,000mm hydrostatic head, 2.5 times 1.8 meters. So it's a bit smaller than other tarps that I have, but I just felt it was suitable for today. So what I'm going to do now is do my bivy setup and show you that in closer detail. Just trying something new out, that's all. I've taken my windproof military smock off. It was a bit damp with the clag, so it was important. Once I stopped moving, I started to cool down and I started to feel a bit of a chill. So it's important to anybody that's thinking of starting camping or going out this time of the year to make sure you have plenty of dry clothing, warm clothing, you know, because you will get cold once you start moving, and if you do get wet, at least you can get in some dry clothes. Stay tuned, I'll be back now. Hi, welcome back. The wind has dropped slightly. The clag keeps coming and going, and it's not quite drizzle, but it is wet. So I've been conscious about getting the tarp up and making sure I keep everything nice and dry. So as you can see behind me, I've got my Robin's bivy. It's a 2-season bivy, so it's very lightweight. It's got, it doesn't come seam sealed on the upper. Don't ask me why. I think I've mentioned this before in another, in a tarp and bivy setup I've done before. But there, it was the summer months, so I was just using the bivy. So I've seam sealed it. It's worth doing. It'll give it a bit more protection, waterproofing. This isn't a review as such. This is just the setup that I've chosen to use today. Now, inside this 2-season bivy, I've got a Dutch Army 4-season Gore-Tex bivy. Now, why the 2 bivvies, you ask? Well, when I used a bivy a year or more ago in a sub-zero camp, there was a lot of condensation in the inside. Now, I put that down to being the temperature differential between the outside and the inside, plus it was single skin. And those people who have single skin tents will know you do get quite a bit of condensation on them. So, what I thought was, if I've got a second skin on my Dutch Army bivy, maybe it'll reduce the amount of condensation on the inside of the bivy. Secondly, if you do have any sort of conditions where rain or drizzle, pretty much like today, is likely to get in, at least then I don't have to dry out the Gore-Tex bivy. I can just take this Robin's bivy off, just hang it up, because it's just, you know, so lightweight. The bottom's waterproof, but the upper is more like a water resistant. But they tell you that on the instructions. However, what they don't tell you is it doesn't come seam sealed, so it's worth seam sealing it. Secondly, if the wind does pick up, it's just a bit extra protection. Especially now when you get into the winter months where perhaps you've got a wind chill. So yeah, it's just for me, it's experimental. It's just added protection, because obviously I'm not using a tent today, so the wind can pick up as well as it can die down. It can change direction. So it's just extra protection from the wind. Maybe a little bit of extra installation. So we'll take a closer look now. Okay. Okay, there's not much room in here. So first of all, it's got a zip, and it's got so it doesn't fully enclose like the Gore-Tex bivy, because obviously it's more of a summer bivy. So I've tied it up, which you're supposed to do. Obviously that'll allow air to circulate. It's got a zip which comes halfway down on the left hand side, exactly the same as the army, the Dutch army bivy. So that was great. So they both are roughly the same length, zip wise, but they're also the same sort of specifications on length and width. So I've got a Moondance Featherstone 20 or Featherstone Moondance 25 down quilt. I did think of bringing out a a one tigress quilt, which is synthetic, because you know when down gets damp or wet, the insulation properties go. But because it's a little bit heavier and perhaps a little bit more bulky than this, not much in size, but a little bit more in weight, but it wouldn't have the warm properties of this. And if I just brought that alone and it got quite cold up here tonight, then obviously I could be in a little bit of trouble. I have got some softy trouser swimmy as well, which I invested in, army surplus, brand new, 35 quid, so worth every penny. So yeah, my pillows, I've got one you just pack down. I didn't bring my Trekology pillow with me today. I've just been having a bit of a nightmare with that. One, I don't know if it's got a slow puncture, but it just seems to slide about on top of my like memory foam pillow, but that's quite bulky. And I didn't want to buy two memory foam pillows because obviously it just takes up space. So I've got like a synthetic pillow which you can fold down into like a little, it's got like a own little pouch. So I'm going to give that a try tonight. The mat I'm using, let's put it down here. The mat I've got underneath is a X-Bed Down Mat 5 Light. You know, it's temperatures at the minute are still, you know, still forecast above 10 degrees at night. However, towards the end of this week, it's supposed to be getting a little bit colder. So yeah, I should be nice, dry and warm in this. The only downside is I can't lower the tarp. I can't lower the tarp down anymore, really, because I've brought Robin's poles with me, and they stand about a metre or just over a metre high. I have got some extendable sort of combat poles, telescopic bivy poles in the house, but they don't go that high. With these I can raise them up and sit underneath with my chair if I so wanted to, but I just want to keep it as low as I can, just to keep any sort of moisture out. But when I started out this morning, the wind was blowing from a westerly direction. It was quite strong. It dissipated then a little bit. I found my camp, and then it sort of changed to a northerly direction, and it's coming and going all the time. It'll die off and then it'll start up again. So you know, I want to watch a couple of movies tonight. It's not so easy when you haven't got a tent. In a tent, you can just, you know, you have all that protection around you. You can just sit up in your tent and watch your movies. It's not so easy, you know, in this. But hey ho, it is what it is. This is an adventure. It was a bit tricky getting here. It looked a lot easier on the map, but the marshy, undulating ground was tough going. Also, there was lots of like little crevasses where water seems to run down to these water courses, and a few times, and they're covered with grass. They're only about a foot deep, but you're covered with grass, and then you put your foot down, and then you sort of fall on your arse. Several times I went arse over tit, but lucky enough, no injuries. That would have been a problem. Anyway, I've taken far too long today, faffing about now, getting this bivvy up, and getting the tarp up as well. I'm going to go and sort out the brew now. And then I'll try and show you some more sights. Right, after a lot of perseverance, I don't know why it wouldn't light. Last time I used it was fine. Well, this is the view out at the bottom of my tarp. The cloud has come in now, wind's picked up, so it's gone a little bit drizzly. Supposed to be a better day tomorrow according to the weather forecast. It's a shame that. Car's going in for MOT on Friday morning, so you know, I had to pick a day, and today was the day to come out. So it is what it is, but at least I'm out. The silence other than water. On the way here I seen some, I think they were woodcocks, type of moorland bird. I think they were woodcocks, but they could have been snipe. I'll know when I have a look it up. To tell you what they were, but there's quite a few of them on my route here. I flushed them out of the reeds and the grass. So there's a big rock over to my right. I don't know if you can see it over there, but it's like a table, so that's where I did my my coffee on, which is good, but unfortunately I can't really sit outside because it's quite dreary. Right, catch you later. Well, the wind has picked up and it's drizzling quite heavy. I've had to drop one end of the tarp because it was blowing in. So it's 6:30 now, so I'm just gonna have a bit of food. This burner took a bit of time to light again. It's just not doing it with flint and steel. It's a lighter job, so I'll have to bear that in mind for next time. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's drizzling quite heavily. So yeah, it's pretty shitty at the minute, but I'm nice and dry and comfortable. So I'm not going to do any more filming tonight now. It's supposed to be a better day tomorrow. I'm just limited for space in this tarp now, and obviously I need decent lighting to be able to video. So I'll catch you in the morning, folks. Have a good one. Morning. What a difference a day makes, so the song goes. Well, you'll be glad to hear it stopped raining. It was a pretty wet and dismal night. Sun's trying to come up through the clouds. I'm just about packed up now, and I'm gonna walk back to the car. It's about 1.5 kilometers ish. But yeah, it was a good camp. I enjoyed the Bivy. There didn't seem to be as much condensation on the inside. There was a little bit more on the outside Bivy, but on the inside Bivy it seemed to be pretty dry. I was warm as toast. Yeah, it went well. So I forgot to give a shout out as well. I want to give a shout out to the Silver Otter Cafe. It's in Ottery St Mary down in Devon. It's a lovely cafe with friendly staff. I was there in the summer. Dogs are allowed. It's got quite a good menu in relation to sandwiches and things. I don't believe it does a lot of hot food, if any. Cakes there, so it's just if you're driving through there or go and visit that area, just pop in. But yeah, it's the food was really nice there. So I just like to say, all right, but if you know, you know. So I'm going to just finish packing up now, and then I'm gonna make tracks, and then I'll catch you on the next adventure. So thank you for being on this adventure. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you again. You take it easy now. Leave no trace. Right, I'm going to leave you with some sights and sounds of the river.